Hello, my name's Leo Law, and we're playing some tracks for you for my forthcoming EP. This first one is going to be my next single. It's called Billie. No use pretending it didn't look good, but didn't look like the ending. I lost my pen friend, my lover, now I gotta skip the songs that you sent. At first I went weak, had Billie Holiday on the repeat. Now I am dreaming, now I am sleeping. You used to make me feel so good like you should. Now I make myself feel good like I should, despite you. Yeah, yeah. It's duly noted, it's not like you to notice. I lost my focus. You smoothly coasted, you might as well have ghosted. So while we toasting, 7 years bad sex, guess I looked at the kitchen floor. Left me wanting more. You used to make me feel so good like you should. Now I make myself feel good like I should, despite you. My heart tells me who to feel. Mine don't make me happy, sad it spills. Better swallow down the pill, fall back on feel. The one that makes me feel lonely still. Empty touches, ain't no rush, it's just a quick kick. Now I'm running out of fucks to give. I'm such a div, I'm the only reason that I'm suffering. Pass me a drink. You used to make me feel so good like you should. Now I make myself feel good like I should, despite you. Used to make me feel so good. Now I make myself feel good like I should.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. So is it morning time in Seattle?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
good
very
morning.
much morning. It's snowing.
Sorry. Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Proper snow.
Like never snows here, so it's kind of crazy. Is it 4:30 for you?
Yeah, 4:30. Yeah. Just had a bit of a hungover day today, so I've been just recovering.
It's good. I think or like 4:30 or 5 if I'm hungover. That's usually like the turning point for me where I'm like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Little intro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Um, so yeah, I'm Leo Law, and I'm a musician based in London. Um, and yeah, and I've only got one single out at the moment. You can find it on like Spotify and all the rest. So yeah, but yeah, I've got some new stuff coming soon. Yeah, I haven't got a date yet, but I'm releasing my next full band, full production single next month, and it's called Billie, and yeah, named after Billie Holiday. So I was listening to her pretty much exclusively when I broke up with my ex. She got me through the hard times. Um, yeah, so like a homage to her, basically. Um,
Yeah, maybe talk a little bit about what your songs are about, or maybe if you want people to make up their own minds about like the process behind writing those songs.
yeah, oh yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, it was born of this whole EP, and my first single that I've put out is was basically just born of a breakup with my ex boyfriend, basically, and it was not yeah, it was quite messy. As but so it wasn't really intentional. I just started writing about it, and um, yeah, I think it just brought up loads, just like brought sometimes when you leave someone and you just have like this clarity moment of like everything is in perspective and you know exactly how you're feeling again. Um, yeah, that the whole record is basically about that, like just like feeling good in yourself again, basically. But it wasn't. I didn't do it intentionally, if you see what I mean. It was just. It was a long process. The tunes weren't all written at the same time, and it's like over maybe like 6 months or something. And then I was like, oh, this is the first time I've ever written a load of songs that actually go together, like that carry a theme and like and carry like the same kind of sound. Um, so it just made sense to stick it all on an EP, really. But it was weird because it's like a year ago now, so I'm totally over it, and now I've got to put it out again. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's like I think it's quite cathartic as well, isn't it? It's like to make something good from something crappy is like can be really therapeutic, can't it? Sometimes like to have this finished like nice thing at the end of it makes it worth it.
What was did you record it like in a studio or did you just do like home recording for it?
Yeah, I'm really lucky. So the whole thing is produced by my really good friend Mikey Shaw, and he's basically since he was like 16 has been slowly building up a little studio. Basically, I think he was in a couple of car crashes and ended up getting loads of compensation. So he managed to like buy some nice mics and stuff. They're like silver linings. Everyone was all right in the car crashes, and yeah, he's just really obsessed with old vintage equipment. Like he's like that kind of like 60s, 70s kind of sound. So yeah, I recorded the whole thing with him. He's like, I go to him with ideas like shells of songs, and then he actually like articulates it, makes it into a thing. But it was like it's like a full setup. It's like drums, got drums, keys, or Rhodes or whatever. Like a horn section, obviously guitar and vocals and bass, obviously. So it's kind of got that Motown-y kind of sound. We've tried to do like a contemporary, like a version of that. If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
I'll make you sick, you make me sick too. The teeth, still no skin off my nose. I don't let them in. Placed my gems around me, it's the only thing I ever got for free. They give me plenty, I'm still thirsty. So just arrange me, the breeze will dry me gently. I turn cold like stone. Tiders carry some weight to loft, softened by the song of the shore, soaked in soils. I turn cold like stone. Tiders carry some weight to loft, softened by the song of the shore, soaked in soils. I question the tension, I got things that aren't worth a mention, but I'm a sucker for suggestion. I regret the attention, but the silence makes my head spin. My sentence got no sense in, and I'm still thirsty. So just arrange me, the breeze will dry me gently.
How long have you been playing and like writing music for?
Since I was about 14 or 15, me and my friend, so I'm 26 now, me and my friend Georgia, we basically met at this drama club that we went to like on a Saturday or something. And I found out that she played the guitar and I did as well. And we kind of just started like singing together and then just started writing, but it was always just for fun. And then went to a music college and met a band. So we were like a dub kind of jungle like ska band basically. just doing just fun like party music, and we just do the festival circuits and just we never made any money, but like it was just for a laugh basically.
Yeah.
We did that instead of going to university. um, and then yeah, and then only recently in the last kind of couple of years did I start like writing uh like more personally, like more kind of just about yeah, about me basically, or like from my perspective, because it was always kind of like social commentary or something, and I'd always be angry about something, something else that didn't really involve me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I only just started doing it now. It's like it's quite a weird thing, I think, isn't it? Just to put your heart on your sleeve like that. But people seem to like it. So
Yeah, it's kind of weird to like write lyrics that can feel very personal to you or write about things going on in your life, but oftentimes when you do write things, people will like interpret it in a different way than you may have thought that it was about, or you may have like kind of had in mind. And it's kind of interesting just how something might feel so personal to you, but it can be connected to so many other people's lives, or like make them think of different things, which I think is,
yeah, yeah, totally. Like I love it. Like I kind of like going to gigs when artists, like singers, whatever, don't explain what their tune's about. Do you know? Sometimes it can get a bit annoying, can't it? It's like this is about this, and it's like, oh, I want to make up my own mind about about whatever this is. Do you know what I mean?
kind of cool too, just with writing songs. Like how oftentimes it's not like you're setting out like, oh, I'm gonna like write a breakup album or like write a breakup,
Yeah, yeah,
but just kind of like the ways you're feeling, even if you're not super aware of it at the time, or even if it's kind of more in your subconscious, it can kind of like make its way into the music or into your lyrics kind of without you even being aware. Like it kind of like sneaks in there, which is kind of fun.
yeah, 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 totally.
Yeah.
It's like you get it's like a weight off your shoulders, isn't it?
Yeah.
After you write it down, and sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I find like I'll write something. Like write load of lyrics down, and I'm like, oh, that's how I feel about this thing. Like you don't know it until you've like got it out. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, what's your songwriting process? I'm always curious because like I do have a hard time writing songs and I've heard people say stuff like, "Oh, I start with the title. Oh, I just start with the music. I just start with like one line and I build it." Like, what do you
Yeah, yeah, I know. I don't know. I think it normally. I think normally I'll just be sitting with my guitar and I'll just be messing around and I'm not a guitarist and I just make up chords. I just do whatever sounds nice. So I normally do that, and then it might take a couple of days for a melody or anything to come with it, and then yeah, normally it's just one line that as soon as I get one line that I'm happy with, and then it kind of like snowballs or whatever. But sometimes sometimes it's different and you just a melody pops into your head, but that's quite rare. um, and sometimes I'll start writing a tune and then it's just a verse that I'm happy with, and I keep trying to write the rest and it's shit. And so I just leave it and sometimes come back to it in like 2 months' time, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this thing. Yeah. So yeah, it totally depends. But I try not to try not to push it, I think, because that can be um, really unhelpful in it when you're like sitting there like, I need to, I need to get this out. Too much pressure with yourself.
Mine always come right before bed, but like
Every
when
time.
I've like laid down and then like because I live right next to my sister, like I'm like I gotta voice memo this, but then I'm like, but I gotta whisper it, and then like I listen back later and I was like, what is this? Like
I
this
can't
is
even
not
hear
a
it.
good way to, but I can at least like writing lyrics is okay, but then I'll forget like if there was a melody I put to it, it's too late for that. So
Really annoying, isn't it? It's always the times that you like have to leave the house, or like you've
Yeah.
got like actual shit that you have to do.
middle of something else, and you're like, oh no,
Yeah.
no time.
Quickly try and get it out.
I feel like sometimes that would happen like while I'd be in the middle of class, like whenever classes were in person, and I just have to like quickly like leave, go to the bathroom, like record a little voice memo, and then go back.
Yeah.
If I have a melody or chord progression or something, and then I'm coming up with lyrics, I feel like oftentimes whatever the first like lyrical melody or like lyrics I come up with, those that like they automatically become kind of like stuck to the song. Yeah, even if I'm just kind of messing around and trying to find lyrics, whatever I like first come up with automatically becomes tied to it, and then I can't like like come up with different lyrics or like put different things to it because that's just like stuck in my mind.
What are you saying? What sometimes if you're not happy with that first thing that you write and you can't not
Yeah,
write that.
even if I'm not happy with it, it's like can't do anything about it. It's like in there now.
Yeah. You have to just chuck it and start again.
How long have you been living in London for?
Not long at all. I tried to move here last February. I did move here for like 6 weeks, but like pre-COVID, and then COVID happened, and basically I had to move back home, back to my hometown, just to get work because there was no work here, and my savings were being eaten up. And then in that time, basically decided that I wanted to go to uni, and so yeah, I never studied past college, so just seemed like the right time because again there weren't any jobs. It was like a way of being in London doing music. It sounds like a really shit reason to go to uni, but that was pretty much it. Just to be around other musicians and stuff. I've never been in that environment. So yeah, so I've only been here for a few months really. I moved back here in October when my course started. But obviously it's not the same London. There's nothing happening ever. But definitely nice to have a little switch up anyway.
Are you studying anything particular at uni?
I'm doing it's called popular music, but which sounds like I'm studying like pop music, but it's basically just everything that isn't classical, basically. But it's like a really broad course. I'm not very academic, so I'm like trying to train my brain into being able to write essays and stuff again, because it's been like 7 years or something since I last studied. So it's like, it's a bit much. But no, it's really good. It's really nice to have like I've never had a vocal tutor before, like a vocal teacher. So that's been really interesting. Just she's like ironing out all of my like bad habits that I've kind of been taking on in the last few years. You know, like when you like mimic certain singers or like you don't really notice you're doing it, but it can actually be a bit annoying. You know, like kind of like after Amy Winehouse and Adele, that kind of time, everyone just sang like that. There was like a point where everyone put on that same accent. So I guess it's stuff like that. It's quite interesting for someone else to see in you, and you're like, oh fucking hell, I do that as well.
What are your plans like as you move forward with music and when you like finish school and stuff? Like what do you want to do with all that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, obviously just buzzing for everything after COVID. But just buzzing to do some live shows. I've never done live shows under this, like doing this music. So my aim is to try. I've got to get a band together first because my band are back at my hometown. So I need to suss out some new musicians. So that's going to take up a lot of my time, I think. But apart from that, I've got no idea really. I started toying with the idea yesterday because I was like, I've got a mate who's in Australia at the moment, and it's gone completely back to normal now, hasn't it? I don't know if you've seen they're like partying and like totally normal, and I was like, what am I actually doing in London? I was like, maybe I just need to like go and do a course in like Melbourne or Sydney or something. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's just me being like manic and like just because of the situation. But that's an idea. Maybe I'll be in Australia next year. I don't know.
Because you're talking about Billie Holiday, I also wanted to ask like who are you listening to right now? Do you have any music recommendations? I know that's like I kind of hate sometimes when people ask me like what my recommendations are because I'm like, how much time do you have? But
yeah, everything.
who are you listening to right like now, or what songs do you like right now that you've heard or have been listening to? I'm curious.
Yeah. What have I been? You know what? I've been listening to one of Ray Charles' old albums. I think it's called The Genius of Ray Charles, or something like that. He does a version of like Am I Blue, which Billie Holiday does as well. And Come Rain or Come Shine or something like that. And it's just so the arrangement is just mad, like the string sections and all the backing vocals, and you could just literally sit there for like just replaying it, and you'll hear like a new thing each time. So I'm a bit obsessed with that album at the minute, and then just loads of female artists in the UK, a lady called Cleo Soul. She's really
Oh yeah.
cool. Yeah. Pip Millet. I don't know if you know Pip Millet as well. She's worth checking out. Um, a rapper called Little Sims. I don't know if yeah, she's really cool. Um, I basically only listen to female artists, not as like a rule, not not consciously, but um, yeah. And then Sampa the Great, Australian rapper singer. She's really cool, worth checking out. But yeah, that's it at the minute, really. What about you two? Oh, is that's too much of a big question?
Probably just, do you know Tom Mish? He's from,
Yeah. I don't know if I've listened to a lot of him.
yeah, I think he's from the UK or something. But yeah, he's one of my favorite artists. And yeah, just all of his albums I really like. So usually I'll just like play those on repeat.
There's a couple of really cool bands from my hometown that you might be into. There's a band called Galley, and they're like so Georgia, the girl that I mentioned ages ago, the singer that I used to sing with, it's her band, but they're like inspired by like Jeff Buckley and that kind of thing, like very weird time signatures and quite thrashy, but she's just got this most beautiful voice. So I'll send you that to have a listen to. It can be a bit heavy. I don't know if you're into a bit like heavier kind of guitar music, but
If it's good, we like it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Slap myself and
Yeah.
say slap back.
And then say Slapshack. Yeah.
Okay. Slapshack. In the midst of your trouble, I let you hang your head from my shit-covered angle. I thought it was for the best. I should have checked myself instead. Should have checked myself instead. Is this a win then? Sure doesn't feel right when I reside with them. It's just a slice, man. Made myself crystal clear, it's just the fear. I'll end up with more than. I'll end up with more than, I miss that buddy. I got the lonely breeze. Now I don't need anybody, and I don't freeze. I didn't get all that for free. Didn't get all that for free. Yeah. Is this a win then? Sure doesn't feel right when I reside with them. It's just a slice, man. Made myself crystal clear, it's just the fear. I'll end up with more than. I'll end up with more. I'll end up with more. I'll end up with more than. Is this a win then? Sure doesn't feel right when I reside with them. It's just a slice, man. I made myself crystal clear. My best advice is stay way clear of here, man. Cool. Thanks again for having me.
Was it? Come on. in the shack. We make some slaps. Come to the Slap Shack. We'll feature your music. Come on in the shack. We make some slaps. Get your slaps on the slap shouldn't today. Slap Shack.
So I don't understand why restaurants are open at all, because like why, and I don't understand why you would, like, why wouldn't you just get takeout, or like why would you go eat in a restaurant?
It seems like the worst thing to do during
Yeah.
a pandemic, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot of them are like, they made like little outdoor like tent areas, but they're still kind of like a room, so that
Yeah.
like defeat the purpose of being outside if you're still all in a room together. Anyways,
Anyway.
COVID. I don't know.
Yeah. Classic.